Let me finish. If you are the person that carries this child for 9 months,
10.
okay.
That's the thing, you don't even
you
know.
are the person who carries this,
10.
okay.
You don't even know. It's
Why does this
10.
matter?
Okay, are you done?
No. Don't think about it. The fact that you don't even know that it's 10 months
Okay.
is problematic.
You're talking to a man who
Disgusting.
paid child support. When my daughter came and moved in with me at 17 and was still going to school, her mother ain't give me a goddamn dollar, and I didn't give a goddamn. And guess what? Nobody looked at her like, yo, that's messed up. No, guess what? It just is.
It
took care of her for 17 years.
It's not the exception. We see it happen all the time. It's way more common than you think.
We have yet another solid episode coming from 8 at the Table here today. Shout out to them. They've been putting in the work for years and have a fantastic podcast over there. So we will continue on supporting them. But the discussion here today is going to highlight yet another glaring issue that fathers and men have to deal with. Men are held to a disproportional level of responsibility when it comes to maintaining a family, while at the same time, our value in the household keeps getting downplayed because we are not the child birthers, all right? But we already know the numbers established with the importance of having men in the household, and as well as single father homes versus single mother homes. We know all this. So today, we're going to watch this brother try his damn best to hold the female co-host, because we know that they crazy as hell over there, as accountable as possible, all right? And see if they can actually understand the real plight of being a man in society today is. Fathers absolutely matters, and I'm tired of conversations that downplay the importance of fathers in a family situation. So buckle up, let's get active. Without further ado.
Men are not allowed to simply exist. Men are not allowed to simply exist, right? At the end of the day, men have to always be moving forward. If a man is standing still, the world looks at him as if he's failing.
Oh, it's a bunch of failures out here then.
And no, I'm serious.
A lot of niggas are standing still.
I'm just
Not
speaking.
you.
I actually had a clip go viral on the Instagram with this premise.
You got a man that's taking care of you. He's taking care of the kids. He's taking care of the house.
Uh-oh.
And you're sitting up here asking, is he even worth me staying with him?
Get her.
You're not going to understand the magnitude of asking a question like that until that man looks at you and asks if it's worth staying with you.
Oh, get
Now,
her.
don't get me wrong. Do you know what it looks like outside?
Look at Cooker.
Do you know how many women are taking care of themselves and taking care of their houses
She has
and their
no
kids
idea.
without a man present that wants to be that partner in that season?
Come on.
Ambition is beautiful.
Get her.
Ambition is a beautiful thing, but partnership is amazing. Having somebody that's willing to be in that with you. I think that is disgusting how we discard people based on a comparison of what we think love is supposed to look like. This don't even sound like a real train of thought. This sounds like an Instagram topic or debate.
Come on.
Is it worth me staying with my man
Talk to her.
that's taking care of me, my kids, and my house?
I like her.
In the year 2025, when the job market is cooked, when the housing market is cooked, when people are walking away from their children, you got somebody at home that is paying your bills.
Come on.
He is taking care
Look
of
at
you.
her looking up in the air.
And he is taking care of your kids. And you are figuring out, should I leave him? Are you cool?
Is you cool, baby love? Oh, we'll see the reaction. Oh, yeah, she looked away because she knows she ain't shit. Here's the thing. Let me properly address what this is. We're going to let this this cooking sound play for a little bit. But the young lady said something fantastic, is that this sounds like an internet conversation. You must understand, for these women will talk shit about men who play video games all day. Meanwhile, they consume Baddies Club. They consume Instagrams. They consume all of this dumb shit which pollutes their mind, which takes them outside of the reality of human dynamics and relationships and puts it up into this comparative numbers game, or keeping up with the Joneses, or what does your car look like? None of that leads to lifetime fulfillment within your life. The self-deletion rate amongst poor people, middle-class people, and rich people is the same rate. Money is not changing fulfillment. What if you could copy the exact system that I use to generate between $50,000 and $100,000 a month purely from posting commentary content online? My life right now consists of no boss, no commute, no alarm, and I work when I want. And I've spent the past 8 years building this framework out from scratch. and 1 million subscribers later, over 400 million lifetime views, and I've never once talked about exactly how I do it. Until now. Now, my system is called Viral to Value, and it's the step-by-step blueprint that I personally use every single day to turn viral moments into real, life-changing income in any niche. If you're ready to stop guessing and start building something that is actually yours, click the link below and let's get to work.
I'm just speaking to how the world sees men, you know, and I don't think people who aren't experiencing this understand the level of pressure that is constantly on a man's back. You know, once again, the feelings of inadequacy, right, that men have to deal with, the depression that men have to deal with when they look. I can't even spend 3 days at home. I can't without feeling guilty. Like, yo, what do you, if nothing's going on, I'm feeling like, oh my God, where is my life going? You understand what I'm saying? And I really had to kind of rewire my brain to come to understand that.
Same, bro.
Yo, bruh, rest is okay. You understand? Even if you're baking a cake or you're cooking, there's a point where you put it on the stove and all you can do is wait. Yeah. You understand what I mean? So it's okay. It's okay to stand still. It's okay to stand still. And I think it goes back to being comfortable in your own skin and knowing yourself, right? And knowing that you're motivated and knowing that you're ambitious and not letting movement dictate what defines you.
I can sit and chat with this brother. Like, brothers like him are brothers that I have like within my friend group, in my social group, because exactly what he's talking about is what I went through. This is probably 40% of the reason that I decided to go to Thailand and to take some time off for myself, because it often feels like, and you know, a portion of this is conditioning because it's not money related, but a portion of this is if at still or at rest, I begin to feel like I'm failing. It's so hard for me to turn off this grind mode. And I believe this brother has a family. This brother, I believe he has a family. Like, I believe he has kids. So he feels it even more than what I have. But in order to be successful as a man, I think that it's important that you train yourself for ambition, for a state of growth, but with also an acknowledgement that your body needs rest sometimes. Shit, even in the gym, you can work out as hard as what you want, but rest time is just as important as go time. Being able to sleep, get your hormones back up into check, which builds up androgens that supply testosterone within your body, which goes into muscle growth and building, and also for the prevention of injury. It took me 8 years to realize that I needed to shut everything down, and as well as other things that happened within my life, in order to get back to a state of complete and utter joy, fulfillment, and happiness. And it worked. Shout out to Thailand. I talk about this in terms of ebbs and flows. There will be times that it's required for you to be in a flow state and get active. But then there's other times where you can ebb back and relax. This burden of performance, women can feel this too, but they have a lot more outs. They have a lot more options. That's why most of the homeless people in the States are men. But when you look at ridiculous ass clips in that audience of that young lady speaking about her man that takes care of everything for her, but it's still not enough, you begin to realize within relationships this same burden of performance.
Question.
Answer.
How does that differ from what women deal with?
I was about to say, because I
guess, and I'm only asking because I'm trying to, because you were very like specific about making this like hold on.
It's way different.
A thing that is very specific to men. Totally understand. I have, my father-in-law is like a suicide victim, so I get it. Pressure, taxes, whatever, I don't care. But anyway, what I'm saying is that, like,
I'll tell you how.
How does that differ from women who bear the same burden? Meaning,
women don't bear the same.
They don't.
Yes, we do.
No, and I'm not talking about. Listen.
Wait.
Yeah, and we could get into it, but yes, we do. Yes, we do. We could get into it.
We'll let her finish, and then we'll respond.
And when I say like women bearing the same burden, it's like a woman who is going to work every day. She's supporting her home. She's taking care of her children. Likely, very little or only state mandated amounts from the person that made the children with her.
We're talking just about single mothers?
What is the difference between those two entities.
I'm going to tell you right now.
Start from childhood.
Okay. Your pressure comes from you internally. You create it. It doesn't come from society, right? What is the term that society created for a woman that doesn't take care of her children?
I'm going to tell you. She's sorry.
That is not a term.
No.
What is the term that is created by society?
Mo, if you allow me to finish.
Okay.
This is the thing. The reason why there's a term called deadbeat father is because those men created those children with no intent or mission to take care of those children.
You're not answering the question. What is the term for women that don't take? Can you answer the question? I'm asking you to give me the term that is specifically created. Hold on.
She get to it on her time or not yours?
Give me the term for women.
I piece of chicken.
Whoa.
Give him just the term. No other words. See, you're doing it.
Now she's working on his
There's
time.
a term that means there's equivalency. There is no equivalency.
There's no equivalency for a deadbeat mother to a deadbeat father.
No. First and foremost, the woman has to have a kid.
This is so insane.
What is the term?
There's literally no way that you can put a deadbeat.
You're not answering. I'm asking you to give. You said
She's proving
what?
the point.
I'm asking you. What is the term
said it.
that has been created for a woman that does not take care of her
It
children?
doesn't exist because it
doesn't
cannot
exist.
exist. It cannot exist.
We're equal now? You're proving the point with your arguments, ma'am. It doesn't exist because y'all birthed the children? So we're not going to talk about Big Tigger's wife. We're not going to talk about where is her daughter. We ain't going to talk about that because the term deadbeat doesn't exist. So you can't weaponize it against something that actually happens.
It was a dangerous and illegal gamble that 24-year-old Alicia Denise Brown took on New Year's Eve, one that landed her in handcuffs. The Baltimore mother left her 4-year-old daughter alone in the car all day at the Maryland Live Casino in Hanover. A visibly angry Lieutenant T.J. Smith told reporters.
In order to substantiate these women's points, you have to defy logic. You have to be deeply steeped into irrationality or your inherent biases. There is no way that this makes any damn sense, but she will fight tooth and nail to lie to herself.
Because
there is no
you can't
equality.
call mama a deadbeat after she didn't put this bitch in her stomach for 10 months. No. Just let me finish. 10 months. She created it. She baked this bitch for
so
10
crazy.
months. I don't care if she never does anything for that kid.
Y'all marrying these chicks?
She literally made it.
I'm going to give
She
you.
baked that bitch. She gave it eyes. She gave it hair. She gave it everything. I don't care if she does nothing else. No, just listen. She gave it every single thing that it would need to be.
She actually didn't because the man's. You're the carrier. It all came from the man's sperm. So she didn't.
But you won't listen.
My God.
You know what? Go ahead. Because the thing is that what y'all gonna do is y'all gonna let him interrupt me and then get mad at me for having something to say. Go ahead. Do it. Don't cut this shit. Do it.
Which is so insane that this is a topic. Meanwhile, if you go to certain states within the United States, the baby deletion rate is higher than the birth rate in certain years. They have the power to carry to full term, and they also have the power to end it, even though there's 30 plus forms of birth control that they can enact. So not only are they the decider within the continuation of life for that upcoming child, they also refuse to bear any and all responsibility for bad behavior that occurs while raising that child. They want the accountability of a man, yet the responsibility of a child. They want to pick and choose depending upon when it's best for them. The argument is men are held to a completely different standard, and they weaponize terms like deadbeat to assign it to men, even when the man wants to be in the child's life. They just don't want to be in her life.
You are the person who carries this child. Let me finish. If you are the person that carries this child for 9 months.
10.
Okay,
That's the thing. You don't even know.
are the person who carries
It's
this.
10.
Okay.
You don't even know. It's
Why does this
10.
matter?
Okay, are you done?
No. Don't think about it. The fact that you don't even know that it's 10 months
Okay.
is problematic.
Okay, once again.
It's problematic.
If
don't even know that it's
if
10
you
months.
are the person that carries this child
Sorry, I'm being like
for
Jada.
10 months, I would think that you are more attached, that you are held more liable. So you would be even more accountable for not being able, not
Fair.
being willing to do anything for this kid rather than the man, like y'all said, that just drops the nut off and keeps it moving, right? And once again, I'm not taking accountability off of men. No,
never have.
Deadbeats should be deadbeats. But what I'm saying is, when it comes to that, women aren't held as accountable. So no, it's not the same, because society, when a woman doesn't take care of her child, doesn't call her a piece of shit, doesn't tell her she's worthless, doesn't tell her any of this stuff.
She's trifling as fuck.
I don't know not one woman
oranges versus
who
dicks.
lives.
No, I'm not saying oranges versus dicks, because you're talking, hold on. You're talking to a man who raised his daughter since she was 13 on his own. You're talking, hold on. Let me finish. You're talking to a man. Hold on, let me finish. You're talking to a man. You're talking to a man who paid child support. When my daughter came and moved in with me at 17 and was still going to school, her mother ain't give me a goddamn dollar, and I didn't give a hot goddamn. And guess what? Nobody looked at her like, yo, that's messed up. No, guess what? It just is.
It took care of her for 17 years.
It's not the exception. We see it happen all the time. It's way more common than you think.
Not only does it happen all of the time, but men are actively shamed out of requesting child support from the mother. You know, we don't do that over here. Get your child support. But notice all of the tactics that she's utilizing to get him off of his point and his frame. Who cares that it's 10 months to your estimation when he just said 9? That's not even the point of the argument. And how is that even problematic? You can never win arguments in a relationship with women like this, because they will stop at nothing to not listen, to not operate within the paradigm of the question or the logic that you are asking. They will stop at nothing to deflect, to move the goalpost. But for podcast's sake, it makes for great entertainment. So let's keep going.
Did she not take care of her for 17 years?
I'm not making a generalization.
You are. You are.
Listen, I'm not making a generalization. All that I'm saying, she asked, what is the difference? I said the difference is her pressure comes from internal, ours comes from external. That is the difference. Our pressure comes from external. Men don't wake up and say, hey, we're a piece of shit if we don't do this. Society tells us that, okay? Look, it's great. Yes, women have innate responsibility towards their children, so it makes them feel bad.
This why they don't want no fucking kids with y'all niggas.
Man, woman, and child live together in a home. Mm-hmm. They fall behind on the bills. Eviction notice on the door. They get kicked out. They're sleeping in the street. Who do they go to? How could you let that happen? The woman or the man?
Both of them. The parents. Why would you let your child sleep on the street?
Rome, please.
Yes,
bruh.
can I help you?
Who do they say? Alan.
As someone who is extremely ambitious, as a woman,
look at him.
As a woman, someone who's extremely ambitious, has a lot of things going on, there is a lot of outside pressure to keep going. Like, you can't just sit down and relax as a woman because you're a girl. I don't know what you think women go through. I know we have our internal pressures, but there are external pressures. If you're not doing something, society is going to be like, oh, you're a bum. You're broke. You're not doing this. You're not doing that.
Y'all are liars. Let me take that same example. Let's say that the mother, single mother, gets up on Instagram and starts talking about all of this has happened, tears all up into but then sets up a GoFundMe. Switch it. Let's say it was a single father in the exact same situation, puts up a GoFundMe. Which one do you think is going to have more donations? Given the context of this situation is exactly the same, much more people would look at the man as a failure than look at the woman as a victim. That's the point. Even the societal consequences for not making it, for not having enough, is different. This is why the punishments, whether it be societal punishments, criminal punishments, they do studies on this in regards to crime. Men and women indicted on the same crime, men typically end up guilty way more often and for longer sentences. Ergo, it's not equal treatment. Men have much more societal pressures, but it's a fair argument to say that although women, I don't think, have the same societal pressures and they have a lot more leniency from a societal perspective, it doesn't mean that internally they don't struggle with success, with child rearing. It doesn't mean internally that they don't. And that was his first point. Let's go.
Yes. Yes. Wow. I think it's because we're like different ages. I think because like we grew up.
This isn't a war, right? I can sit here and I can acknowledge a woman's struggle. I know life isn't easy for women.
Acknowledging it.
No, I am acknowledging it. I'm just telling you that men have a different struggle. No. That's all I'm telling you.
It sounds like you're saying you have it worse.
And when I say that our struggle is different, and when I say our struggle comes more from external pressures than yours, I'm not saying it to say that yours pales in comparison.
Don't compare it.
Who compared you?
What? The young brother on the left with the rugby calf muscles. What exactly? This might be the first word that he said. The young man in the middle. This is a 3-on-1 at this point, and it's her, and then someone off camera. This one over here, and I've been waiting for her to speak because every time she says something, I feel like the views on my videos go up. You know what I'm saying? But I need you to help him out. All right. My man over here is popping off right now. All right, help him out one time.
You compared it. You. Oh my God. You said. What about women?
No. He said, "What do you call a woman deadbeat?"
Because that was an answer to you comparing.
Are you serious?
This needs to be a clip.
Was it not wrong?
Call a woman deadbeat.
You said men have the outside struggle, so that was the immediate comparison.
I said women's pressure comes
internal
from responsibility. And I said the majority of men's pressure comes from external.
So that's a comparison. That's a comparison statement. So then
it's not.
Yes, it is.
That our struggle
you just
differs.
said, and that's comparing.
Differs.
That is comparing.
That was me
that
saying
is comparing.
that our
is it not?
Different comparison.
Hi, hello.
No,
I didn't. If
you're comparing it because that's what you're doing. You're making this a competition. That's why I say dating nowadays, men and women, gender dynamics, it's competitive in nature between men and women. Usually it's supposed to be the men competing with each other. But now what it seems, and shout out to feminism, bam! Shout out to the CIA. Yeah, I've done a number on us. Now it's the men competing with the women. He's just speaking from the man's perspective and apparently opened up Pandora's box because you all now feel personally attacked.
I would have said our struggle is harder than yours, then that would have been comparison.
You're saying that is different, which is a comparison.
Comes from, and this
regardless of how you say it, it was a comparison.
How's that a comparison?
You said our struggle is internal. You said your struggle is external. That's a comparison.
No, it's not. No, it's saying it differs.
It's not really comparison. It's more so saying that we're comparing
our pressures come from different
comparing.
We have oranges and dicks.
I'm just trying to bring this down. Can we just bring the mood down?
Oh, hey.
Hi.
Hey, Amanda.
Hello.
I love you.
Let's just recenter the energy.
What is she about to say?
Hey, Mo.
Hello.
Please come back.
Hello.
Oh my God.
Please come back. They've been jumping me.
Who's jumping you?
I feel like we can leave this last segment
I'm
off
fine,
agreeing to disagree. Did we come to an agreement, or are we still disagreeing?
Listen,
I disagree with Alan.
I'm in agreement. I think women, yes, have a very tough struggle. I just think that men's struggle is different, and I think it comes from a different source. I think a lot of women's struggle, and I think it's commendable to them because it's out of the responsibility and the accountability that they feel to their children. So I think the majority of their struggle comes from internal, but I do believe that the majority of men's struggle
them niggas is out here.
External. That's the difference, and I think that's commendable. I think that's commendable because to a degree, what I'm saying is that maybe men, although yes, there is an internal responsibility, but a lot of men are operating the way they are kind of because they're forced, because society holds them liable, holds them accountable the second they slip, you know?
Why don't they hold them accountable for like taking care of their kids? I'm just curious.
My God.
The second they slip.
The second they slip?
No. I'm asking like as an overall.
Society does hold them accountable for not taking care.
There are plenty of niggas out here who don't take care of their kids and live a normal life.
Yeah,
Shut up. Now that I think about it, I think this comes from two different places. Number one, women are so... right, like the marketing of what it is that they go through within the world, they're so used to, hearing it as a victim that when they hear anything else or what they deem as being different, it's an argument, right? Like it's like, no, let's talk about how bad that we have it. And listen, if women want to be able to operate like that's your prerogative. I never want dudes to do that. The most disgusting thing on this planet to me is a dude that operates in a victim mentality or a victim's mindset. But the other thing is that I really think that when women like this, they hear about a man's struggle, it's almost like not only does it make the viscous innards right back up into their sternum, if you will, but also it just utterly repulses them. I think their nature is to not hear about a man's struggles. Their nature is to not consider a man that's vulnerable. Their nature is to downplay or cast out a weak man, a weak male. So some of their behavior, to me, dictates what we feel as men from a societal standard and expectation. But one could also argue that men also do that to other men. Let's proceed.
Because there are plenty of niggas that don't care what society has to
do
say.
they?
Society allows it to happen.
No. Like, this is a genuine question. I mean, no, I didn't realize that society holds men accountable for when they don't take care of their children.
Because you have no empathy.
Society definitely does.
In what ways?
Let's look. I can just give you one thing, which is basically if a man doesn't take care of his kids, he doesn't pay child support, he goes to jail.
Yeah.
If a woman can't take care of her kids, they give her shelter. They give her aid.
Yeah, men can do the same thing if they're a single father with no shelter.
No.
What?
So, I'm just wondering, like, why there's so many instances of like fathers not taking care of their kids with no repercussions. Like
the same reason,
You gotta know the context.
the same reason why there are laws.
Allow me.
But a lot of men are in jail.
Allow me.
I'm sorry.
I'm just saying, like, we're saying, like, if there's an onus, right? I really thought that the onus was generally on the mother to take care of her children, right?
Mm-hmm.
Which is why I believe that there's probably more benefits and services and, so on and so forth, like, to make sure that happens. Because men generally aren't, like, the caretakers. And as a general matter, like, we have more men who don't stick around versus
Do we have more men that don't stick around?
Deflect, downplay, reframe, make it about the women, then act like men are wrong for even having the conversation. That's typically what we see in these podcast conversations. There are men that do not step up as fathers. We talk about that. But we also talk about the fathers that want to step up, but they're held back by a mother that is more than willing to utilize false allegations against him. We don't talk about that. We don't talk about the ones that play these subtle games, these manipulative tactics in order to either reduce time with or to make it more harder for him to spend time with the children. And there's no amount of statistics that can uncover how widespread this issue truly is. The young man never said that women just have it infinitely easier. He was just speaking for men, and he said that it's different. External versus internal, extrinsic versus intrinsic. And the inability to even sit and listen to his points and positions without trying to deflect, downplay, and reframe, then cast victimhood on the situation should be its own damn college course. How to be a modern man dating in today's modern society, taught by MTandR. They run around and talk about men as if we ain't doing shit, where it's men that generally hold up the entire damn society from an infrastructure perspective. If you got rid of all of the men on planet Earth right now, calamity. If you got rid of all the women on planet Earth right now, we'd have to, figure some shit out. But that's not going to happen. So in turn, there's a yin and a yang between the masculine and the feminine, one of which there's a degree of correction amongst each other. And I think that is fine, but we're not equal. We can be equally valued, and that's okay. But I can understand why this information is like so much of a perversion to these women, because they've been coddled their entire life. They were told, whatever he can do, I can do better. I think that's how the song goes. All right. They saw Rosie, the lesbian Riverdale, right, doing that thing in the army thing. And they believed that shit, baby. All right. Meanwhile, you had goddamn puppeteers in the background like, listen, how we get the women out the household? China's whooping our ass. The GDP needs to go up astronomically. How do we, goddamn it? You see that whole black community over there? We got to separate the men from the women. That's how we'll get them. All right. CIA up in the back like, okay, boss, we got you. We got you. Creating goddamn Sukianas and what's the other red-haired one? Sexy Red in the goddamn lab over here right next to Chernobyl and shit. Man, if you leave it to ladies like this, and, shout out to the MTRs. I know it's not y'all, but you leave the podcast, mic to women like this, you would think that men is just forever just not shit, waste of space. It's just women, yeah, strong, strength. That's just running the whole goddamn society. You Right, they're the police officers, the fire department. They're doing all of the dirty jobs. They birthing the kids too. And what are men doing? Just on couches, eating Cheetos, masturbating all day with goddamn the video games on Splash, all right? But we all know that that's not true, right? I grew up in an era, all right, where we still hold the majority of men who were upstanding and valued their families. This is what I saw. So bump with these women are trying to pollute who men and what men are as they define a real man. Good man is still the reason that this society is still standing. But to summarize, I think that the issue that the brother has brought up here is that men are held to a responsibility of being fathers while at the same time being denied the respect, the authority, and the value that should come with fatherhood. And men are just saying, they're just noticing the double standards here, okay? And it's okay to acknowledge them. I think it's okay to have double standards within a society. Why? Because again, we are not equal. But they claim that they are equally held as accountable from the mountaintops, even if you give them tangible example after example of that not being the case. But hey, this is why people love this platform so much, because this is one of the proving grounds of how we continue this conversation forward. Questions, comments, concerns? Y'all already know what to do. Mediocre Tourism Reviews at gmail.com. Guys, I got nothing else for this one. I feel like I squeezed all the juice out this one, for lack of a better term. Last but not least, guys, viraltovalue.com. If you are interested in learning how I do all of this, okay, copy my system that, has rendered me financially independent, boss autonomy, travel autonomy if I want, you know what I mean? It's absolutely incredible what I've been able to create. And, I've created a curriculum to teach you how to do it, and as well as the community to boot. All right, we got some folks in there. We actually just enrolled someone that's got damn near 100,000 subscribers. And yeah, she's cooking, she's shaking. She's actually building out her team right now, mirroring what it is that I'm doing. So go and grab it before that price goes up, baby, because there's uncountable amount of value back there. All right. But I appreciate you guys. I love you guys. Keep the fight going. All right. Let's continue on having these conversations in the best way that we know how. And I'll see you guys extremely soon. Until next time. Oh, yeah, and shout out to 8 at the Table. I'll leave a link to the video down in the description. But until next time, peace.
So, without further ado, MTR, cut through the BS like we in charge. No cap with the rappers like steel bars. I'm packing and rapping like here we are. Mediocre tutorial reviews. Like, comment, share my views. Come up and I paid my dues. Big step in my black way shoes. MTR, he break it down, yeah, it's MTR. Check out the sound with his MTR. No one put it down like it's MTR.